your home yoga practice. This is your video after you've taken the beginner yoga class here at the Yoga House with me, Celeste. And it's going to help you to remember all the poses that we've learned together as a group. We're going to begin with the low back area, because that's the best area to begin your practice with. The low back, once you have that fulcrum of the spine warmed up, it's easier to do all the other poses, usually. Low back tends to be the tightest. So we start in Tadasana. Tadasana is done with your feet just hip-width apart. The balls of the feet are rotated in slightly, and this helps to open up in through the sacral area. So you'll see that I have my feet just parallel instead of one foot turned out or the balls of the feet turned out. You pull up through the thighs, so you feel a lift and an ascending quality through the body right here. And you feel space in between the ribs and the hips. And you might recall you take the middle finger right on the tip of the ischiums. This is the tip of the pelvic floor. And the thumbs right on the first floating rib. And then you space them so that you've got a nice frame within which to work, which looks like this from the side. So you feel that lift in the rib cage. The head is back slightly, and you're rising right from the crown of the head, Tadasana. The hands reach down towards the floor, so you have a real drawing down of the shoulder blades. And again, chin is back, so you aren't forward like this, which we tend to do. And then you are in a great position to do your forward bend. Then you can take the hands right onto the hips like a big bossy superhero. Take an in-breath, open the chest, lift the rib cage, and then either bend the knees or keep them strong and fold forward, but do make sure that the knees are soft. Now I'm coming into a forward bend with pretty straight legs. You can do this. You might straighten. And feel free to put the video just by the side so that you can look more easily to see where you are. And once you've folded forward, do let the head fall so that you lengthen and you get some nice traction in through the back of the neck. And then once you're there, feel the weight through the fronts and the backs of the feet. And in particular, you're sticking your bum bones up towards the ceiling, so you're trying to lengthen right at the top of the hamstring, which can be pretty cranky. So, make sure if you need to bend the knees a little, do that. Let the head turn side to side so that you lengthen in through the back of the neck. And the core is really pulling in, because that helps to hollow out in through there, not to get smaller, but to get a compression for the low back. And that's like wearing one of those weight training belts that gives you that support in through the low back. And then you can take the hands forward into a very short downward dog. And then you're going to take the legs back, come onto the knees, and the elbows are soft, and you're in tabletop position. You'll note that the knees are directly under the hips, so you don't want to have them closer or further back. And then once you're in tabletop position, you can look ahead, and you're going to look ahead 3 feet, slide the shoulder blades down, and then inhale, flat back, and then exhale and round the spine. Press the tops of the feet into the floor as you do. And then breathe in, gaze ahead. We won't lift the chin just yet. And then exhale and round the spine. Keep the elbows soft, not locked out, and press the tops of the feet down. Breathe in, gaze ahead. This is cat-cow pose, often thought of as or heard as cat stretch. And you exhale, and you can super tuck the chin here, just to get a little further. And then breathing in, gaze ahead. Now I'm going to take this into a little bit more instruction. So when you round your spine, feel as if you're pressing your palms through the floor to create space in between the shoulder blades. And take a few breaths here. And super tuck the chin to lengthen in the upper back. And again, the palms press to super open up the shoulder blades. And then you're going to breathe and come back into a straight ahead look. Then, to come a little further, take another in-breath and slide the shoulder blades down. Lift the chin, tip the tailbone up as the shoulder blades slide down. And as you tip the bum up, you're getting that wonderful arc in the low back, pelvis up, and you're pressing the palms down as you gaze up. And then you exhale, come into that cat round again, pressing the palms as if right through the mat. And then breathing part, the back, warming up. And then exhale and round. Breathing in, gaze up. And if this feels fabulous, just pause the video and keep on going. Okay, great. Now we'll take the palms forward for child's pose. The knees are apart, feet apart. Inhale and exhale and release the forehead to the ground. Completely let go. Feel the length through the backs of the arms as you get back there. And on the exhale, really pull your core back. Palm the mat out there so you lengthen through the backs of the arms. And breathing. And you're going to hear the sound of the train in the background because it's rush hour. So there'll be lots of action back there. And then you can come right back up into tabletop position. Okay, so we're getting into the low back. Tuck the toes under. Now you can either return to cat-cow, so again this one. Inhaling, arcing, tipping the bum up. Exhale and round. Or you can tip the bum up, and you would continue that. Or you can tip the bum up, gaze ahead, slide the shoulder blades down, and then lift the bum right up into downward dog. So you'll see I'm really sticking the bum bones up because that lengthens the backs of the legs. And then you let the heels drop or fall and send the inner thighs back in downward dog. You'll feel the head fall, so you want to lengthen through the back of the neck. And feel the core pull up and in as you send the bum bones back. And the head, again, just dangles so you just get nice traction in through the back of the neck. Keep on pulling back from the core. And at any time, if you get pooped, then just come on down onto the knees. Let yourself come back down. And then from there, come up onto the toes, shift forward, and come back down onto the knees. Now, take both hands over to the right side of the mat, and then you're going to step your left foot forward. Feel free to take a few steps or hoist the leg back up there. And then take the hands just in front of the toes. Now, lean forward, so you're going to keep this knee right into the body and press down in through the foot. And then pull up through the toes and turn the toes out on a diagonal. Now this is just going to get into the outside hip. We're going to do a little bit of turning of the femur into the hip joint. And then you're going to pull back. So I'm bending onto my back knee, and now we can just open right into the outside hip here. You're pressing into the palms, keep that knee rotating out, and then you can come all the way back. And do that a few times. You're going to come forward, bend into the back knee, straightening the front leg a little, and then bend forward again. And you keep the core strong, so you're pulled up through the ribs. And come back. If the hands are getting tired, take the hands in closer, so you don't put as much weight forward. Otherwise, you can keep the hands reaching out in front of the foot. And then get forward and turn and look up to your left. Your back right foot is pressing down. You can see this knee is falling to the outside, so it's not in. So you open up in through this hip, lizard pose. And then you're really pulling up through the core in here to stretch. And then you can come on all the way back, and we'll change legs. I'm going to shift. So we'll take that right leg forward, taking that right foot here, take the hands forward, turn the right toes out, pull up from the core as you come forward, and let that knee sway out. So I've got the toes pulled up. The knee is going to rotate out as much as you can. I'm much tighter on this side, so I can really feel this stretch. And pull up from the core, stretching right in through here as you lift. And keep that knee rotating out as much as you can. And then you bend into the back knee. Here the toes stay pulled up and back, so the knee rotates out. That directs it, the knee. And then you come forward, keeping the toes up and the knee turned out. Coming back, coming forward again, keeping that knee turned out, breathing back, and again, keep that knee turned out, pulling up. The breathing is in and out through the nose, and more than anything, the breathing is what you're in, what you're focused on. The pose takes you along, and it will give you the stretch. You just stay with the breathing. And then from there, you can take the body back. We're going to take the hands back, walk that right leg out, and then, press right down onto the elbows. And do a tip back of the bum, just like you do in downward dog. So you can open up in through that right side one at a time. And press down into the foot, so it's like you're pressing a brake. The leg is straight. Just try not to lock out the knee. And pull back from the bum. I'm looking up so that I can flatten the upper back. And you pull in through the core, right in here. Now let the head fall and round the spine and pull up, so cat round. Just to get a nice stretch in the low back. The left foot, the bent knee, the left foot is pressing down. And then you come to a flat back position again. And then you come in. And you're going to change legs, and then you're going to change sides. So here, taking that left leg out, reach out through that left heel, press down into the leg, and then fold forward. The elbows are making a number 11 with the hands, and you're pulling the bum bones back, the bum bone back, really pulling out in through the core. And we do that to have that support for the spine, right from the abdominals. You keep that foot pressing, and you keep pulling back. Now, again, let the head drop, round the spine. Press the top of the right foot, that bent knee. Press the top of that right foot down, and then pull up from the core. And then you can come to a flat back. Keep that left foot pressing. And then you can take the left leg in. And to finish off the low back, so to speak, didn't sound right, you're going to pull your legs in and bring the heels to the ceiling. So we've got the knees wide, hugging the knees in. The elbows are bending to the outside so that you're making sure you're not using the shoulders. And then you take the heels up for happy baby. This one's awesome. And you're going to hold on to the low legs. Do draw the toes back. The knees are bending wide. Now, if you have body weight here, it's hard to get around the belly. Then hold on somewhere that it's easier, because you want to make the pose fit. So hold on to the best place you have that you can accommodate body weight and belly, so that you can get a better bend and keep the elbows bending to the outside as opposed to the inside. Now do a pull of the right knee down, and that'll tip you over to the right. And it's really nice to press the low back down there. And then over to the left, and you get that press. And to the right, hoping you feel like a baby, hoping you feel happy. And then you return to the center. Let the knees come together, and then hug at the front or behind, whichever is comfortable. And then you draw the legs in. A whole flock of Canadian geese just flew overhead. Oh my goodness. Pulling in, and then you can let the heels drop. And let your body totally